Bitcoin is trading at about $112,000, $113,000. XRP finally broke below $3. Everything is down. Everybody's frustrated. What is actually happening? Let's go ahead and talk about a couple things that could potentially have caused this drop, because there's a lot of rumors going on via X. And you know, that's where crypto lives, is on X. But we're going to talk about a little bit of blockchain analytics. And I'm going to give you guys some stats as to why I'm actually not worried that crypto is dropping right now. As I always say on this show all the time, crypto is volatile. It drops. And that's exactly why we love it. Well, it goes up too. But the reason why we love the volatility in crypto is because when you have these nasty, gnarly drops, we have these beautiful, glorious, wonderful pumps. And that's how people are able to make money. They're able to make money because they're actively taking profit. They have trading and investing journals. So when we're really looking at the entire picture when it comes to crypto, okay, yesterday there was a lot of geopolitical news that broke. A lot of crazy things. The jobs report, Federal Reserve not lowering interest rates, the geopolitical tension on a global scale. And that causes volatility in the markets, whether it's crypto or the stock market. It was reported yesterday, August 1st, that $1.11 trillion was wiped from the stock market, okay? $1.11 trillion was wiped from the stock market. Crypto, we saw a $0.35 trillion wipeout. 0.35 as opposed to 1.1 trillion. Crypto's total market cap, including Bitcoin, dropped to 3.94% to $3.94 trillion to 3.59 trillion, which is only an 8.73% drop. That's nothing. Absolutely nothing, really, when you think about it. Now, with that being said, there's quite a few rumors going on via X. People are saying that Coinbase is dumping millions of Ethereum on purpose. Also, it was shown by Look On Chain that Arthur Hayes, the absolute legend from BitMEX, sold 2,400 Ethereum at $8.32 million, almost 8 million ENA at $4.62 million, and 38 billion PP at $401,000. And, you know, people are saying that all these exchanges, they're coordinating, they're dropping price, doing X, Y, Z. Well, I'm here to tell you, in every single market, doesn't matter what it is, there's always a lot of manipulation. It doesn't matter if it's traditional finance. It doesn't matter if it's crypto. It doesn't matter what market it is, okay? You're going to see a lot of volatility, and you're going to see a lot of drops, especially when there is a major, major news announcement. And that's exactly what we're seeing happen. So, me personally, do I think that Coinbase and these other exchanges are dumping the market? No. Do I think it's more of a geopolitical move? Yes. Do I also think number will go back up? Yes, especially with Ethereum. And that's because we have so many different entities that are tied to the public servants, to traditional finance, that are very, very bullish on these assets. You know, XRP, which is in Ripple's ecosystem, projects like XLM, top RWA projects like Hedera, etc. You have to pay attention to what traditional financial entities, especially the big ones, are focusing on these types of assets. And you got to play the long game, because that's exactly what these guys do, whether they have insider information or not. But moral of the story is, you know, we've heard that Bernstein and other traditional financial entities are predicting this is going to be a very, very, very long bull market and very exhausting. And that's exactly what's happening. And when they say those things, it's okay to pay attention to what they say and to hear what they say, but always continue to do due diligence and more research. Why do we want to do that? Well, because we're essentially trying to battle them when it comes to making as much money as we can. Because at the end of the day, the institutions are always going to win. The government's always going to win. They're always going to have more capital and more resources than we do. So what we have to do is kind of read in between the lines and play those games. Now, with that being said, do I think that a bear market is here? No. I think things are really just getting started. I know that there was a lot of disappointment when it comes to you know, all the crypto news, the crypto White House report, all of those things. There's a lot of disappointment there because people are like, why is that number going up? Well, why would number go up? Where's the liquidity coming from? You can have the most bullish fundamental news ever, but if you don't have money actively coming in to to push the market up, what's actually happening here? Okay. Bear market here. No, I don't think so. Also, make sure to smash the like, guys, and share this. For some reason, YouTube's not pushing this out, but that's okay. Y'all come back and watch it later. Fed Powell won't cut rates. He's not going to cut rates. He's not going to. And I actually was getting into it with some of the ivory towers over on X yesterday about that, because a lot of them, they look at this from a textbook standard, from a economics standard, like textbook stuff. And I get that. But at the same time, when you're actively seeing people like struggle to purchase basic necessities, food, energy, housing, and they're putting that stuff on credit cards, and interest rates are so high, so the cost to borrow money is so high, plus people are not really able to purchase homes right now because things are crazy. Like, we're in this really, really, really weird catalyst. Like, it's a lot different than we're in this weird time frame. Again, it's a lot different from the panorama, because during the panorama, there were stimulus checks, and there was people kind of dedicated all their time and effort to stocks. So this market is going to be a lot different, and it's always different. Every single cycle is different. But at the end of the day, it is your job to focus on all of this different information. Okay. Good morning, Mr. Dale. It's your job to focus on all this information and to execute proper trades and investments. Don't over leverage yourself. Don't over leverage yourself. There's no need to. If you have a lot of belief in something, that's great, but don't just keep buying to do it. That's not the way it works. Sorry, Lawrence. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with YouTube. I think who knows what's happening, but I'm here, and I know y'all are going to come back and watch it. Never listen to this woman ever. Never, ever. Okay. You don't have to listen. Well, actually, I don't want you guys to listen to me. I never said to listen to me. I said to hear what I say, but to listen to yourself. And what does that mean? It means hear the words that I'm saying. Take what you like, leave the rest. Go ahead and continue to fact check and to, look at other resources, get conflicting opinions of mine, and then listen to yourself after you've done your own due diligence. And that's the beauty of crypto. With traditional finance, it's more of like a plug and play. It's like we're taught, we grow up, we get a 9-to-5, we invest in these 401ks, X, Y, and Z, and we kind of just let somebody else manage our stuff. But in crypto, it's a little bit different because we are holding our keys. We are holding our money. We're in control of what happens. So at the end of the day, don't listen to me. Why would you? Why would you listen to anybody? You hear them, but you listen to yourself. So moral of the story is people are flipping out about the crypto's dumping and everything being in red, but they're really not looking at the bigger picture. Crypto is only about a $4 trillion industry. Okay. Yeah. IOTA was on one of those lists. The RWA list that we kind of covered yesterday. So that's a really great starting point for somebody that's like wants to start exploring altcoins. RWAs are important because RWA equals NFTs and tokenization. Now, that being said, zoom out, be patient, and understand crypto is only at a $4 trillion market cap, if that. And the stock market literally lost $1.11 trillion in one day. Crypto lost $0.35 trillion. It is down 8.7%. With that being said, continue to self-educate yourself, believe in yourself, and showcase patience, and give yourself grace. If you're a little bit down on your portfolio right now, or you haven't been making good trading and investment decisions, that's okay. Give yourself a little bit of grace. And that's why having a trading journal is so important. Figure out what you need to improve and what you need to work on. But either way, crypto is here to stay. The markets will rebound. I thoroughly believe once we get these spot ETFs approved, things are going to change tremendously. But again, just be patient and give yourself grace. Now, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, set alerts, and all the crazy stuff. I'm going to go eat my chicken tendies right now. And I'm in the air fryer. Bye.